Hi, welcome to Crafty Little Things. I'm Andrea, and today I'm going to be doing the 2 half hexagons from book 27 of Big and Little Crochet. I've done lots of videos about Big and Little Crochet, and these are all in a playlist, so if you're not sure what it is, go and check out one of those and I'll explain it. I don't want to explain it every time I'm on book 27, so I don't want to explain it 27 times. These are the half hexagons from book 26, and these are sort of to edge off the blanket or the throw. You have 5 along one edge and 4 along the other edge. Okay, so I think we've got 3 done so far, so this will be 5. I'm not sure if these are all. I think we'll have all the 5 from the bottom done by the time we've done these. So for this we need some of our leftover yarn. So I've got the river colour, which is this paler blue, slate, which is this darker blue, and petrol, which is the darker blue, and slate, which is the grey. I've got loads left over there, so I'm just going to use up these scraps first because the first few rows are very small. So we're going to start off. We use 4mm hook that comes with the series, and we're going to start off with a foundation ring. So we're going to start with a magic ring. Now, if you're not sure about a magic ring, a lot of people struggle with it. I do have an absolute beginners playlist with just a video purely dedicated to that, and I'd recommend that you just follow that and you keep trying and trying and trying. And if you can't get the hang of it, then do a chain 5 and join with the slip stitch and crochet into the circle. The thing is, with the magic ring, you do get a much tighter finish in the middle. So how I do it is I just do it exactly the same as I do my slip knot. So I lay my yarn across my 2 fingers, wrap it around my fingers and cross it over, and then I secure it, hold on to it with my ring finger, and then I put my hook under my first strand, grab my second strand, pull it through and give it a twist so it doesn't fall off, just like I would for a slip knot. Now for a slip knot I just pull that all off, but instead of pulling it all off, I go back under this second strand, pick up a piece and I pull it through the loop on my hook. Now I let go, and then I can tighten up the loop on my hook by pulling on my working yarn, and I can tighten up my magic ring by pulling on my straggler, which is here. So tighten that to tighten up your loop, and pull on this to make your magic ring smaller. Some people work with the magic ring really big, but I think if you pull it smaller, it'll expand as you put stitches in, and you can pull it tight at the end. I just find it more comfortable to crochet with it smaller. So then what we'll do is we'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to put a treble into the ring. Now a treble is a UK term. In the US it's a double. So we yarn over, hook into the circle, pull up a loop, so we've got 3 on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we do a chain and 2 trebles again. So hook into the magic ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, another treble, yarn over, into the ring, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1. 2 trebles again. I won't go through every single one with you because you'll get sick of me repeating myself. And it says in the pattern to repeat 4 times. What we actually want to end up with, if you look at the picture, is 3, 4, 5 sets of 2. So your first chain 3 and your first treble count as 1 set of 2. Another set of 2 divided by a chain space, another set of 2. So we do a chain space, and then we do 2 more in here into that same magic ring. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1 and do 2 more, and then we've got those 5 sets of 2 that we're looking for. Sometimes I find the big and little crochet patterns a little bit confusing when they say how many times to do things, because you're not sure if they're counting the one you've already done or if it's 4 more times or 4 times in total. So I sometimes get a little bit confused, so it's good that they have the images because you can just check. So then we're just going to fasten off, so yarn over, pull through and snip off. And we'll leave that colour aside for next, I think we're at 1, 2, 3, in the 4th round we're going to use that colour again. So you've just got this little half sort of circle at the moment. So now we want to join the petrel, and it says to join it to the top of the chain at the right edge. Now if you've seen my videos for the other hexagons, you'll know exactly what that means. So the right edge is where we started off. Like I said, you can pull that straggler and pull that nice and tight. Look how tight that brings your little piece. So it's where we started off, so it's where we did this chain 3. And where you want to join is to the top of that chain 3. So that's 1 chain, you can see your chains by the little V shapes. 1, 2, 3. So pop your hook in there, drape your yarn over your hook, pull it through, take your yarn and your straggler, yarn over with them both and pull them through, and that'll just secure your yarn on. Now you can let your straggler drop. Okay, so once you've done that, you want to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you want to do 2 trebles in the next 1 chain space. So your 1 chain spaces, like I said, you've got 5 sets of 2 stitches with a 1 chain space between them. So this is where you're going to be crocheting into this chain space here. Okay, so you want to put 2 trebles in there. So yarn over into that space, don't go into the stitch, stitches are here, into the space, pull up a loop, so you've got 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over into that space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then in the next space we're going to work a corner, so we're going to yarn over, go into that next space, so miss 2 stitches, and we're going to work 2 trebles, okay, doubles in the US, and then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to work 2 trebles again into that same space to create our corner. I'm just watching my puppy out of the corner of my eye. She's pulling a bag out of her basket. She's naughty. And then we repeat. So we do another corner in the next chain space. So yarn over, hook into the next chain space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over into the next chain space, into the same chain space, another treble or double in the US, chain 2 to make that corner space, and then put 2 more trebles into that same space. Okay, and then in the next chain 1 space we put 2 trebles. What we do, this is symmetrical, so what we do on one side we repeat coming back on the other side, so we mirror that off. So we've got a corner, corner, side to side, and we've got 1 the chain 3 here acts as a treble, so we yarn over and we go into our last stitch on the last round and we do a treble in the stitch this time. Okay, and there we have that. Then we fasten off because we're changing colour. There's lots of colour changing with these half hexagons, and it uses up scraps, which is good, but it leaves you loads of stragglers to sew in, which isn't so good. So the 3rd round we're going to join the slate, which is this grey colour, and we're going to join it again in that same place. So that on the right side, this is the right side of our work. On the right hand side here, we've got 1, 2, 3 chains. Pop your hook in, drape that yarn over your hook, pull it through, yarn over with the straggler and the working yarn, and then let the straggler drop. Okay, and that'll secure it nice and tight. You can, if you want, you can just tie it into that space. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 2 trebles into that same stitch. So you can see here it's opened it up here. So yarn over into that same stitch and do a treble and another treble, so you've got 3 in that same stitch. Okay, and then you want to do 7 trebles in the next chain 2 space. So we miss this one. Is that right? Yeah, we missed this chain space here. This is a 1 chain space, and we do 7 trebles into this one. So yarn over into the corner space and work 7 trebles, doubles in the US. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whoops, 7, and then we go straight over. I keep getting caught on my way. We'll go straight over to the other corner space. We'll go straight over to the other corner space and we do 7 in there as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then obviously what we did on one side, we do on the other side. So we go into this last, we missed this chain 1 space, we go into this chain 1 space and we yarn over and we do 3 double crochet, treble crochets, double in the US. Okay, and then we fasten off. So that was nice and easy. So it's starting to take shape now. So now we join the river yarn again, which is the blue, the pale blue, and we join it again to the top of the chain at the right edge. So this is our chain here, you can see our stitches 1, 2, 3, so join it to that, drape it over just as before, pull it through, yarn over with the straggler and the working yarn and just hooks it in nice and tight. And then we're going to start our round. So chain 1, and then we're going to do 1 double crochet, which is a single in the US, in the back loops in the same stitch. Let me just check that is what it means. Double crochet back loop. Yeah. So we've got 1 double crochet in the back loop in the same stitch. So we've gone into this stitch here, but we only want, there's 2 parts of a stitch, look, there's a front loop and a back loop, and we just want to go into the back loop of this one, which is a little bit tricky. There we go. So we'll do yarn over and pull through, and then we go in the back loop of the next 2 stitches. So into the back loop, pull up a loop, so you've got 2 on your hook, yarn over and pull through both. Into the back loop, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both. And then 1 spike stitch between the two treble blocks on the second row. So we're going to do a spike stitch here. Now what a spike stitch is an elongated double crochet. So what you want to do is pop your hook into the space between those 2 sets of petrol coloured double crochets, grab your yarn, pull it through, whoops, put it into that space, grab your yarn, pull it through, yarn over and pull through the loop on your hook, the loops on your hook, and that just gives you that elongated stitch there. And then a double in the back loops for the next 7. So in the back loop only, yarn, put your hook in, pull through some yarn, yarn over, pull through 2, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're going to repeat and do a spike stitch. So put your hook, you see these 2 sets of petrol treble crochets, put your hook down in between those, grab your yarn, pull it through, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on your hook to give you that spike stitch. And then we're going to go into the back loops of these 7 again. 1, 2, 3, and we're doing a double crochet in UK terms, a single in US. So that's 4, 5, 6, oops, 7. And now what we'll do is we'll do a spike stitch again between these 2 sets of trebles. So hook in between the 2 sets, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on your hook. And then we're going to put a double crochet in the back loop only of the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and in our final stitch 3. Okay, yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook and fasten off. Okay, that's pretty. Now next thing is we join the petrol yarn again, and we join it to the top at the right edge again. So this is the top here. We've got this, we only had to chain 1, wasn't it? Yeah. So we join it to this chain 1. Oh, won't go in. Sometimes it can be a bit tricky, especially because it's had a double a back loop put in. And then we just join it as normal. And then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do treble in the next 2 stitches. This is our next stitch, so yarn over into that stitch, so get under both of those loops this time. Oh, sorry. Yarn over, so it's a treble in the UK, double in the US. Under both of those loops, yarn over into both those loops, pull through 2, pull through 2. Miss the spike stitch, so we're not doing anything in the spike stitch. and then a treble in the next 3 stitches. So yarn over into the next 1, 2, 3. So these are the stitches in our corner sort of 7 pieces in our corner. Now we're going to make a corner, I'm assuming. Yeah. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This actually looks different to the picture. Chain 3, 1 treble in the next 2 stitches. Miss the spike stitch. One, 2, 3. Right, so then it tells us to do 2 trebles, 2 chains and 2 trebles in the next space. So what we'd do is we'd go, so if you've got your 7 stitches, the 7 grey stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there is no space. Well, I'm assuming the next space means just between those 2 stitches there. So yarn over and go into there and put 2 trebles. So don't put them into the stitch, put them into the space between the stitches. And then do 2 chains and 2 trebles. And this is to make us a corner, as I said. So that's done that, that's made that corner. So then do a treble in the next 3 stitches, so yarn over 1, 2, 3. You don't want to put one in the spike stitch. Treble in the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then in the next space, so rather than going to that stitch, we're going into the space between. We'll put 2 trebles, doubles in the US, 2 chains and 2 more trebles, all into that same space. Okay, you can hear my dog snoring. And then we're going to put 1 treble into the next 3, miss the spike. Oops, I've missed one there. Be careful you're in the right stitches. So I've missed one there. So 1 into this that's tucked under there. 1 into this one. 1 into this one. Miss the spike stitch. And then 1 into the next 3. So that's the spike stitch. 1, 2, and then our 3rd stitch is right on the very end here. Really tight on the end. Okay, yarn over and fasten off. And then we're going to go back now to the pale blue and the riller yarn, and we're going to go back to the top of this chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3, pop our hook in, drape our yarn over, put it through just as we've done before, and then chain 2. And now what we're going to do is a half treble in every stitch to the corner chain space. So a half treble is yarn over, it's a half double in the US, yarn over into that stitch, get under both of those parts of that stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 on the hook. Yarn over into the stitch, pull through some yarn, yarn over and pull through all 3 on the hook. And do that until you get to the corner space. I'll tell you how many stitches that is in a minute. I haven't been counting, so I will count now. So for me, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches. So it should be the same for you. Now we put a half treble into the corner space. This is this big space here. Yarn over, hook in, pull up some yarn, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 2, and then another half treble just for that corner space. And then we half treble in every stitch across to the end, so I'll count how many that is for me. In the picture it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to miss this corner chain and go into the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oops, 7, 8, 9, and then we'll do a half treble into the corner, chain 2, was it chain 2 or chain 1? Yeah, chain 2, and another half treble into the corner, and then we will half treble all the way down the other side, which was, did I say 8 stitches? Yeah. So yarn over, so look at where you're going to be stitching, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you miss this one in the corner, this a really open stitch here, go into the next one, because that's part of the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then your last stitch is right on the very end here, right tucked in tight on the end, because where you fasten off you sort of pull it nice and tight. Yarn over, pull through, fasten off. I think I might have to say goodbye to this little yarn now. I don't think it's going to come in much use. Oh, I don't know. The next hexagon uses a little bit of it. There might be enough there. So that's that half hexagon. And of course, all those stragglers need sewing in. So I'm just going to pop them out of the way so you can see the shape better. And there's that one. That's the African half flower hexagon. It's not as neat at the bottom as some of the others, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be edged off anyway. And now we're going to do the blush half hexagon, which is this one. So for this one we need more of this slate yarn, which I'm probably going to have to use some more of. I've got some more over there. And we're going to use the pale blue river, which there might be enough of there. And we're going to use the blush I've got some of here and some more slate, which, as I said, I've got some more of here. So yeah, let's get started. I might use that. I think that'll be enough actually. So we'll get started. Now for this one, for the last one, what I'd say, I'm not sure about this one yet because I don't know what it's going to, I'll do it as I go along. So one of the biggest things to watch out for in that is that you're doing three or four different types of stitch. You're doing the treble crochet, which is a double in the US. You're doing the double crochet, which is the single in the US. You're doing the spike stitch, and you're also doing the half treble, which is a half double in the US, and then you're doing you're sewing in the back loops. So you're sewing so many different, you're using so many different stitches there. You're crocheting so many different stitches. So on each round you're doing a different kind of stitch. So just be aware that you're doing the right stitch. Okay, so just be mindful of those stitches. Right, so this time we're going to chain 3. So we're going to do our slip knot. Do that however you choose. I do have an absolute beginner's video on that. You need to be able to do a slip knot if you're going to crochet. And chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then join with a slip stitch. So you put your hook into that first stitch, pull up a loop and pull it through the loop on your hook. And then you're going to be sewing into that circle there, okay? Not anywhere else. Now you're going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just get rid of my yarn. And that counts, it tells you this time, it doesn't normally, that counts as a treble and 3 chains. So your first 3 stitches of those 6 count as a treble or a double in the US, and your second 3 are 3 chains. So then what you want to do is you want to yarn over and you want to go into the ring to do a treble. So pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then you want to chain 3. And then you want to yarn over into the ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and chain 3 again. Because what you want to end up with are like 3 spokes. So then yarn over into the ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then you want to turn your work. So you've got a bit of like a pretzel shape at the minute. Okay, so turn your work so that your hook's back here on top. And then you want to chain 3. And then you want to put 4 trebles into this space here. So yarn over, into the space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And do that 4 times in total. 2, 3, and 4. Then you want to chain 3. And you want to put 5, because you've got 4 trebles, but you've got the chain 3 which acts as another treble. So you've got, essentially you've got 5 trebles in there, and then you want 5 trebles in the next one, in the next chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you want to chain 3 and put 5 in that last like pretzel ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and my yarn's come back into shot. I'm creeping up like a spider. And now you still want to stay with your slate, and you're going to turn your work again. So now you're here, so you've got this sort of shape going on, and what you want to do is chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you want to do a treble in each of the next 4 stitches. Okay, so yarn over, so that chain 3 is essentially coming out of this first one. Go into the next one and do your treble, into the next one, that's 3, into the next one, and into that last one there. And then you want to do a treble, 3 chains and a treble to make your corner. So a treble, 3 chains and a treble to make that corner. And then you want to do a treble in each of the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yarn over, 1, treble in each of those. My yarn's creeping back into shot again. 3, 4 and 5, and you know, you can see by my yarn creeping into shot how I've not got a lot left. I don't know about you, but when I'm trying to use up a whole, I love to use up a whole yarn ball. I hate to have any waste. I'm just going to loosen this up while I'm talking. And when you see it's running out, you get like a bit of a panic on. I get a bit of a panic on that I'm not going to make it, and I'm watching it, the yarn disappear, and hoping that I get to the end before it does. So then we're going to do a treble, 3 chains, I think we're going to make it, and a treble in the next chain space for the next corner, and then we're going to do a treble in each of the next 5 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that 5th one right on that corner. So 1, remember these are trebles in the UK, doubles in the US. So yarn over into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Characteristic of the double crochet in the US or the treble in the UK. And then that last one goes right into that little stitch on the corner. And so there you've got your corner, and then you've got your 5, and now we can fasten off. So we did have enough of that to get us to where we wanted to be. We might even have enough of it to finish off the round altogether. I don't know, there's not a lot there, but we don't need a lot. So then we go on to our sky. Now I've only got a little bit of this left, but I think this will be enough to do what we need to do. Now we're going to join this to the top of the chain 3 at the right edge. So here's our chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Join the sky, drape it over, pull it through, yarn over with a straggler and the working yarn, and pull it nice and tight. And we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to put a half treble in the same stitch. So yarn over into the same stitch, try and capture that, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and then a half treble in each stitch up to the top here. So half yarn over into the next stitch. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in that corner space we want to half treble, chain 3 and half treble. So half treble, chain 3 and half treble to make a corner. And then we want a half treble right across the top. So we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yarn over, half treble in those 6 across the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we half treble, chain 3, half treble in the corner, half treble, chain 3, half treble, and then we half treble down the side. And just like we did before, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 7 down the side. Yeah. So yarn over, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, into this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no. 5. I can do this. 6. We're going to join the blush, and we're going to go to the top of the chain 2 at the right edge, drop it over, okay, we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to treble in each stitch to the corner again. So yarn over, 1, and we're going to treble this time, 2, trying to trap some of my straggler in, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now remember what I said about the last, I'm just going to unknot this while I'm talking to you, what I said about the last hexagon, and our stitches are changing all the time. It's happening on this one as well. We're doing a different stitch on each round, so just remember last time was half treble, this time we're doing a full treble. So that's this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then we'll go into this corner here, and we're going to do a treble, a chain 3, got nice big open corners on this one, and a treble. And then we're going to go right across the top, we'll treble into every stitch across, do another corner, and then down the other side. That's on the picture, it's showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we've got 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so then we want to do a treble in each stitch across. We need 9 across, so we want to go into this first one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that last one there, 9, and then we'll do our corner again. So a treble, a chain 3 and a treble all into the corner space. Very loose stitch there, and then we want to stitch down the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So yarn over, go into that first stitch, do a treble. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get all tangled up now. 6, and 7. How many have we got down? Yeah, and 7 into the last. Into the last one. Seven into the last one, and then fasten off. And then we've just got a row of grey trebles to do, I think, and then we're done. Now, just to secure these, sometimes what I do is I just tie them together if they're really close, especially if I've got a short straggler like I did from that blue round. I just tie it to my straggler from the other round, and then when I sew it in, you won't be able to see it. Okay, keep that pulled nice and tight. Right, so then we're going to go back to the slate. Now, I really don't think there's enough here to do the full round. I don't think. No. That's finished. Now I've got to efface facts, and that's finished. So those two can go in my bag. What I use, my stragglers, my little leftovers, especially little bits like this, I'll use them for stitch markers and things. So I'm going to break into a new ball of yarn, and I'm going to do the final row of this one. So we're going to join it to the top of this chain 3 like we have done every other time. Oh, it's been so nice. My dogs have slept more or less all the way through. It's so quiet. My son's away. He went away with his girlfriend for the night. So it's been lovely. So then we treble in each stitch up to the top. So yarn over and go into each stitch for a treble. That's a UK term. A double in US. And we're just going to do the same thing again, basically. We're going to go round again, put a stitch in every stitch, and just remember to keep it even, that's all. As long as you've got the same on each side, you'll be fine. And then one into the space, chain 3, another one into the corner space to make your corner, and then start your trebles going back again across the top. I don't know about you, but I've got tons of yarn left over so far, I've got like absolute tons of it. The only thing I didn't have was white. But I bought some white. I explain in my joining video. I share where I found the white, my white to match, because there isn't enough. There was enough to edge off. There was enough to edge off the motifs for the blanket, but there wasn't enough to join. So you do need to buy that yourself. And then we're going to go down the other side. Make sure we keep it the same. 2, 3. Don't forget to do your corners. Just check I've got the same amount of stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. And then I'll just fasten off and I'm done. I'm assuming the edging will be exactly the same as it is for the full hexagons. So I'm assuming we'll be doing single crochets all around, or double crochets in the UK terms, and in white, and then a single crochet space and single crochet in the corners. But there we go. So if I just pop all those bits behind, you'll see what they'll look like when they've been sewn in. So that's those two. And then I've got the other two from book 26 done here. I'll just pop all those stragglers underneath so you can see what they'll look like once they've been sewn in. I'll zoom out in a minute, just 1 second. There we go. And you can see there they are, the 4 half hexagons ready to edge off that bottom side of the blanket. I don't think it'll be long now before we get an instructional video on how to join some a book with the instructions on how to join some more. They all look like kind of different sizes, but once they're all edged off, they'll all be the same. They'll all be fine. They've got the same amount of stitches, I think. Well, I'll make it so they've got the same amount of stitches. That one looks bigger. But that's it. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.